Hi everyone, it's December 14th and my weekly edition of my notes. It's December 14th, as I said, and I really wanted to talk about two things this week. One is Tommy Albertrani and the medication suspension he got, and also the strategic plan that the Breeders' Cup Board, of which I'm a member of, is going through. So let me address the Tommy Albertrani situation. As a lot of you know and has been covered quite a bit in the trade press, Tommy had a grade 1 filly who ended up being 3 to 5 at post time. Her name is Gossip Girl, and she was a big favorite in a grade 1. She finished an average third, and when they tested her, she had quite a bit of an overage of ace-promazine, which is a tranquilizer. Ace-promazine is not a performance enhancer, and one of two things occurred here. Either there was a mistake, and the vet that treated the filly before the race either gave her a shot of ace-promazine, or somebody, an intruder, came into the barn probably the night before and gave the filly a shot of ace-promazine. But there's no way in the world anybody that has any experience in the racing business and or on the veterinarian side would tell you that ace-promazine is a performance enhancer. So herein lies the issue and really the predicament that we're faced with as a racing industry. We have to stop the cheaters. We have to catch them. We've got to stop them, and we've got to really put the sanctions in place to ensure that we're deferring or that we're really causing people to think twice before they try to take an edge. But on the flip side, it is still America, and we got to make sure that we're protecting the rights of the trainers, who ultimately they're responsible for everything that goes on in their barn. But you can't throw a guy out to the wolves because a mistake was made, especially in a situation like this. So I really call on the states and on the people who met out the punishments and the suspensions in cases like this. We've got to get to a point where you can apply, and you have to apply common sense, and you look at all the factors involved, whether they be factors involved in the situation or mitigating factors, to really come up with what is fair and accurate and just for each individual situation. So that takes care of the Tommy Albertrani situation. Now on to the strategic planning committee for the Breeders' Cup. We met on Friday in Lexington as a board, and we've been working on a strategic plan for about the last 18 months. We're looking at 4 things to do and to carry us forward over the next 5 to 10 years for the Breeders' Cup, and I'll run through them very quickly. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to entertain any and all questions. Just give me a call. One is we're looking at putting the Breeders' Cup in one spot, and there are a number of factors involved here, but we really think that there's ample evidence to prove and to provide us with an opportunity and an incentive to do an analysis to keep the Breeders' Cup at one spot. I don't know where that one spot's going to be, and obviously there's quite a bit of analysis, but we are going to take that path down that. 2 is taking a look at a series that's going to be a road to the Breeders' Cup. We all know about the road to the Kentucky Derby and the Triple Crown road. We think that if we do it smart and we do it the right way, and we get the synergies of the Breeders' Cup and the racetracks all across the country, that we'll have a viable and an effective and an efficient series and a road to the Breeders' Cup. 3 is we'd like to take a look at expanding the marketing and the social and the viral exposure that we can get, that we've gotten a little bit of. We haven't done a terrible job, but we're doing a better job. But we'd like to really put a laser-like focus on expanding our exposure in the electronic markets, especially for the younger generation that we want to expose this great sport to. And finally, we'd like to take a look at the nomination process and to see if there are ways that we can adjust, to see we can shift the burdens, and we can shift the financial exposure and the resources that we have available to see if there's a smarter way to do it. We've been doing the same thing for 26 years, and there are some ways that we think we might be able to, after analysis, implement and really make it a better system, and also expand the international nature of our Breeders' Cup, especially the 2 days of Breeders' Cup and also the road to the Breeders' Cup. But it's going to require a lot of hard work, a lot of cooperation between the horsemen and the tracks, other countries, and the Breeders' Cup. But we're willing to do it, and we're in a great spot. I know there's a lot of turbulence in the industry, but the Breeders' Cup is really a shining light in the industry right now, and we're serious about our leadership role. And as they said in the Army, you got to lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way. And I think the Breeders' Cup is really positioned very, very well to continue in our leadership role. So I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.